So now we're going to get to our last speaker of the evening, which will be Stephanie Johnwell. And her speech title is Fear or Power, Which Drives You? Her speech time is 5 to 7 minutes, and she is working on project number 5 in the Competent Communicator Manual. So there's a lot of things that motivate me to do well. The fears of failing and the feeling of powerless. Excuse me. When what I truly need is to feel empowered. My passion is in helping others get to their next level. Excuse me. Please help me welcome Stephanie John.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and welcome guests. Fear, what drives you? Or is it power, or the lack thereof, that motivates you? I'm here to share a couple of stories about what drives me. There's a lot of things that drive me. Fear is my core, and I'd like to help you think about what's your core driver. When I was growing up, we moved around a lot. So my fear is not having a stable place. So I work hard to make sure that I have a place to stay. I also had a lot of hand-me-downs. I would wear the same clothes day after day. I'd get teased at school. So now I shop a lot because I fear not having a new outfit to wear. Not really, I just threw that one in. But honestly, there's a lot of things that I'm afraid of that propels me to get myself going so that I can get to the next level. I got married at a young age, traipsed off 3,000 miles away, had a baby. My now ex-husband wanted me to be a stay-at-home mom. I said to him, nothing in life is guaranteed. There's no guarantee that this is gonna work, and there's no guarantee that nothing's gonna happen to you. He was a firefighter, so I went back to work, and I'm glad I did because I found myself functioning as a single parent. Then I came back to California in 1990, and I was laid off 3 times in my first year here. So what is my fear? Can anyone tell me? Being laid off. I am afraid of being laid off. So what do? I work hard. Sometimes I work too hard. And what else drives me that is based in fear? Not only the fear of being laid off, but the fear of not being able to take care of myself. I was once told that in order to be successful, I had to have a degree. So that fear drove me to get 2. And that's a little crazy because what happens is you're so driven by fear that you can do things to a fault, like enjoying life because I'm spending so much time in school. Now the other side of that is that I enjoy learning, so school wasn't so bad. I'm going to tell you a story about a manager, maybe 2, that I've had in my work career. And let's talk about whether or not these individuals were driven by fear. So in my career, the 3rd time I was being laid off, my then boss searched my company for a liked position. And I ended up transferring to another facility because they had a job opening. I interviewed with my new manager and was hired on the spot. It was during the time where our company hired people and promoted them regardless of what degree level they had. So I came in young and ambitious and raising my daughter and going to school at the same time and working very hard. I used to do industrial billing. I learned every billing area in that department, and I would collect on accounts. And I went from 2 drawers full of accounts to merely a half a drawer. And one day she walks around and she's opening everybody's drawers, and she looks in my drawer, and I thought she would be very proud at how much I had accomplished. And she goes, Next thing I know, she was removing me from that desk and put me on a desk that I actually started out in the company doing, and that was making copies all day long. What was she driven by? Was she driven by fear? Because I was ambitious and she thought I may want her job? Or was it the power that she thought she had over me? So she was able to do this. And I stayed on that desk for well over 2 years. And one day I approached her because I had a conversation with my daughter, and it hurt me to the core. So I went to her, her name was Sharon, we called her Sybil. And I said, you know, is there any way that you could put me back on the billing desk, because I feel like I'm losing my skills. I'm no longer doing ICD-9 coding, medical billing, etc. And I said, you know, my daughter said to me the other day when I came home tired, Mom, why are you tired? All you do is stand around all day making copies. You shouldn't be tired. And I said, that really hurt me. She said to me, well, you should tell your daughter to get used to it, because who knows, she may grow up cleaning toilets.
Oh.
I looked at her and I was shocked. And I said to her, you want to know something? I work very hard to ensure that my daughter will only clean the toilet she chooses to clean. I am afraid each time I get up and speak in front of guests, in front of you. However, I challenge my fear because I want to get to the next level. The first time that Matt was looking for an impromptu speaker, I got up. That was my icebreaker. And I tell you what, I was so nervous. But I said to myself, I pay my dues to choose whenever I choose to speak, as long as time permits. So I encourage you that whenever you're fearful of something, ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? And whether or not a successful outcome is important to you. And if you ever see yourself in a position of power, I'd like for you to ask yourself, am I the kind of leader that people will want to follow? And if the answer is yes, not only should you take notes from an effectual leader, but I encourage you to take notes from an ineffectual leader. Ingrain that in your heart and vow never to become like them. Back to you, Madam.